If you have one of these pump sprayers, you know that they can get quite expensive. So if they stop holding pressure, what do you do with it? Well, don't throw it away. Today I'm going to show you a few different ways on how to fix one of these. Let's get going. Welcome to our channel. We use a lot of these on our homestead. I probably have 20 pump sprayers, and this Chapin Pro 2-gallon is my favorite out of all the ones that we have. But it has stopped holding pressure, so I need to fix it. There's a couple of ways to do that. Let me bring you in here close and I'll show you. So if you take a look at this one on the top, you can see some rust here, and that rust is from the spring inside. The reason that spring rusted is not because I left it outside, it's because the water or solution that I had inside of it, this one happens to be copper, came up through the bottom seal on this. Here's that spring I'm talking about, and you can see the rust corrosion all over everything. Well, that means a couple different things. But let me first show you that it's not holding any pressure at all. I don't know if you heard that, but when I tried to pump up the sprayer, it just leaked out, the air leaked out this inner portion right here. So the bottle itself is not getting that pressure. There is no pressure. Here's the relief valve inside. So let's take off this top and see what the problem is. So inside this cylinder right here is our pump assembly, and it's basically a plunger that comes in. So the way you take off the majority of these, whatever brand it is just kind of pry it apart. It just pushes in there like that, and you can pull it apart pretty easily. You can see it has a big O-ring here that sits on the lip of the bottle itself. Underneath that, this is greased, so it creates a seal, or it should. If you notice that this grease is gone, then you are going to need to add some there, but that's not what the problem is with this particular sprayer. You can see down inside where the solution came up and rusted our spring, and that rusty water or rusty solution sat in there. We're going to need to clean this out. These sides need to be nice and smooth for this plunger to move up and down. And that includes the seal on the end. Now this seal should have grease on it, and so should the inside of that barrel right there. But since it was leaking, you can see that all of that lubricant is completely gone, causing even more problems. So this is the reason why it's not pumping full of pressure, because this seal is broken because of no lubricant. But on the bottom of the barrel here, there's a check valve. Now, if this check valve goes bad, then you will get leakage of your solution up into this barrel. So for this particular pump sprayer, there are two issues: the seal around this portion and the seal on that check valve. So first things first, we need to clean all of this up, because if I just put a lubricant on this, stick it back in the barrel, it's going to wear off pretty quick over time because of all the debris in there. Best thing you can use is a bottle brush. Now that you got everything cleaned out and assessed for any damage, like around this seal right here, we can put things back together one piece at a time to test which part it is. But if you want to do everything at one time, that works as well. What we bought here was this Chapin replacement kit. It's got all the seals for everything on the entire pump sprayer. And that includes this large seal, the check valve, the seals inside the wand, and the seals inside the pressure relief valve. So we're not having any problems with our wand leaking, so I'm not going to go over that today. But I just wanted to show you, if you unscrew most of these connections, there's a little O-ring in there. And those O-rings are contained within this pack. All you need to do is replace the corresponding O-ring. Pop it off, put the new one on. It's pretty simple. For us today, what's really important is this check valve that goes on the bottom of this barrel here. Now, one of the most important things you're going to need is a grease. This is a white lithium grease that is safe on plastics, but if you can find a silicone grease, that would be better. You shouldn't really use a grease that's made for greasing things like in your vehicle or your tractor. What we're going to do first is we're going to pry out, and you can probably just do it with your fingers, pry out this bottom check valve here. Just pops right out. You might want to clean off this portion before you put the new one in. This one isn't too corroded on the bottom. You just pop that right back in. Our second step is going to be greasing this plunger on the end of the barrel. I'm also going to put some grease on the inside of the barrel. All we're going to do is pop these back together, and if you need to grease that bottom seal, do that now. This will just basically snap back together. Just like that. Let's put this back on and see if it holds pressure this time. Let's check it out. Sounds like it's holding pressure well, and it's not leaking back out. Way to test that, obviously. Works again. I will put a link to the kit and the grease in the description below. And of course, the link to this is always in the description below because this is the best sprayer for the money, in my opinion. I did a video 4 years ago on reviewing some sprayers that I had, and the Chapin brand at that point was still fantastic, although I didn't have this Chapin Pro. This Chapin Pro blows away anything else that I had in that original video, and they're still only about $45. So I honestly wouldn't waste your money on anything else in that price range. So as you can see, I have a DB Smith Professional over here. This one is okay, it's got some features that I like. Now if you have a similar issue with a style like this, let me show you how to change that out. So they're all designed relatively the same. You can see the check valve on the bottom, the barrel, the plungers inside, and the seal for the top of this piece. But this one, you need to push on these two tabs to get it out. So if you pull that out like that, you can push on those two tabs and it just comes apart like that. It's pretty easy. Now this one was still working and it needs some love, but as you can see, things will get inside of there. I just had a big old spider run away and his nest, or her nest, is right there. This one has a rubber seal, and in my opinion, that's a little bit better than the plastic seal on the Chapin actually. But there is a lot of dirt and debris here, so clean this out and get some new grease on this, and you should be good to go. And of course, clean out the barrel also. So doing this one is self-explanatory. It's the same concept as the other one. So the reason these sprayers fail is because pressure is left inside of them. And I'm guilty of that as well. But at the end of the use of the sprayer for the day, you want to release the pressure out of it. Additionally, if you do have something corrosive on the inside, you need to empty that out at the end of the use so it does not sit in the sprayer itself. You could see that we've got a copper sulfate solution in this Chapin Pro, and that does corrode. So if I know I'm going to be using this for a few days in a row, I will leave the solution in there. You can see it's obviously in there right now. But what I do to release the pressure is obviously use the pressure release valve, but also drain out the wand. And that's going to drain down everything out of the hose and out of the wand itself back into the tank. And you want to do that to keep the parts of your wand free from corrosion if you've got a solution like the copper, or anything that's a little acidic like vinegar. If this video has been helpful for you, we'd appreciate you hitting that thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. And we've got these cool t-shirts that we designed for our homestead below the video as well, so check them out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section below. Now go check out this video right here, which talks about the natural organic solutions that we use in our garden. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you next time. Bye.